But speaking of hard work, yung show mo,
Oh yeah.
Moved In, radio show.
Oh yeah. I go live now.
Yun nga eh.
Friday and Saturday.
Can we talk about that? Because the last time dinaanan lang natin yun eh. But now, you know, ever since you pointed that to me, I've been listening to that.
Oh, thank you.
And sometimes Thursday night pa lang dito, naka-release na yun eh.
Yeah, Thursday midnight. So so I can say it's technically Friday.
Friday over there.
It's even Friday here.
Friday here, yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but
so over 10 years na yun, right?
10 years already.
Tell everybody listening yung start nun and then nasa na siya ngayon.
Yeah. So, I do a podcast, WDRS, the Wolf's Den radio show. And the genesis of that was actually when I migrated here 2002, the next time I had gone back to the Philippines was 4 years later. And in that 4 years, this is like, I mean, there's an internet, but there's, social media. There was no social media yet. So,
ano pala tayo nun?
Friendster. Yeah, it was still Friendster. So you really didn't have an idea of what was going on anywhere.
Yeah.
And so when I get back to the Philippines and the music scene that I was in and the music scene that came after, my generation wasn't what was on top anymore. And I was discovering that Bossa Nova bands were actually the ones acoustic. I'm like, what? Bossa Nova? What the hell? Why? And then I guess everyone was just sick of the heavy stuff and then they wanted to go light. But anyway, what was popular wasn't what I was used to. So, and then I would go out and watch new bands that were coming up at that time. And I was just inspired.
Right.
Because they were all good. And of course, they all knew who I was because they were young. They're younger than I am. So I discovered this whole new world of young bands like Castigo, and that I discovered them that time, and now like they're so good.
Yeah.
And a host of other bands that are not together anymore because that stuff like that happens. So when I came back here. Oh, and another thing that really affected me was that when I left the Philippines or in the 90s, there was a lot of rock radio stations in the country.
Tapos unti-unti
nawawala.
Yeah.
Like
105.
105, they changed format and they became they played Christian music.
Yeah.
Which was so ironic. And then, and then
ang 107 naging Wish.
107, they were the last ones to go, but they had 3 stations in Manila and Cebu and Davao.
Correct.
So the whole Philippines was getting rock music because of NU, at the very least,
Right.
Even though it wasn't really, an all-encompassing rock station, it was still rock station. Yes, a rock station. So when NU ended, all of that was taken away.
As in, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. So now, Now, the truth is, there is no rock radio station in the Philippines whatsoever. Nothing. Nada. Zilch. Nothing. You turn on the radio, not even an AM.
Right.
You can't even find an AM station that plays rock anymore. So, I was so disheartened. It's like, oh my God, Filipinos are going to be exposed to whatever the mix channel is going to play, which is not the best. You know? It's not even relevant to what's happening in the present. So I was like, oh man, I got to do something. I mean, so I said, well, I think I can, I always wanted to be a DJ.
Ever since,
because we grew up with listening to the radio.
Yeah.
So, I know who the DJs of 99.5 are during
kumbaga,
high school.
alam mo yun, kasama on the ride home, on the ride to school, kasama mo sila eh.
At home. And the thing is, like my stories before, I used to be a loner.
Oh yeah.
I was just at home with my radio.
Yeah.
My only friend was the radio and the DJ.
Correct.
So I had, I was like, you know what? I like music. I like to play music for people. So I'll be a DJ. And so I don't remember how I researched how to do the recordings and of course GarageBand.
Up to now, but you still use GarageBand?
I still use GarageBand for the
show.
For the recorded show.
Okay.
So I started doing that, and then exposing to whoever wanted to listen to me to the music that was coming out here, because since there was no more rock radio there's no chance that Filipinos are gonna be able to listen to the stuff I'm hearing here in the States.
Correct.
Which is a lot of good music, you know. So that's how that started, and then I just went on and on and on and on, because I liked doing it. It wasn't work. It's not work until now. For 10 years, I stopped for maybe about a year and a half, and like I said, I was just doing playlists.
And then yun nga, like if they go back to your first guesting on the podcast when you were talking about it, hindi ko makalimutan na may storya yun eh. You're just not putting songs on the playlist eh, di ba? You really put your heart and soul and may mood. You're taking them on a journey.
Yeah, it's just like when you see a DJ in a club. I mean, a serious DJ, okay, not some guy playing.
Not a USB guy.
What's a USB?
Yung nagsasaksak lang.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
USB
it's
DJ.
like they have their collection with them, but there's no playlist yet. It's like on the fly, man. It's like whatever the crowd is feeling. Okay, I don't think I'm gonna play a ballad yet. You know, I'll keep the energy level here, and then pag medyo sawa na sila sa mabigat, I'll tone it down first so that everyone can and then go back up again. I mean, it's just like playing in a band when you plan your set list, you know.
And in the middle of the set, you call an audible, di ba? Kumbaga para kailangan natin mag-iba muna ng.
Yeah. So I mean, that's how I patterned my radio show, is whatever inspired me. Like if I was driving on the, going to work or whatever, and I hear a song on the radio that I have never heard in a long time, I'd be like, I'm going to play that song. So it gets me excited, so I want to share it with whoever is going to listen to the show.